Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Kayla.
Ugh, I don't know who else here with us right now. It says 2 viewers. And I think we're it. I don't know. Um, hmm. I don't know. I sent the same invite to everybody. When we get everybody here, though, what you'll have to do is mute your microphone and turn your camera off.
Okay, how do I do that?
It's up at the top. There's a bar like right up at the top of the
Oh, here
screen.
we go. Turn camera off. Okay, good. I don't need everyone to see me.
All right, let me see what they're telling me over here. Um, Jennifer and Cherry, I don't see you guys like on the thing. All I'm showing is 2 viewers. Let me see if I can share my screen so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay. Oh.
Ooh, yeah, I can turn my camera off.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Let's hide that. Okay. Down there at the bottom, see, it only says 2 viewers, and I'm only seeing me and Lisa here. I don't see anybody else. See if there's this box up here that says chat. Click on that. If you can see me and hear me, click on that. Maybe it'll let you join the group chat. That way, if you have questions, then you can just ask them during all of this.
You read what? Read the fan room?
Okay, I see you guys on a different screen than this other one. So we're just going to go ahead and start. Okay, you just joined the video call. There you go.
Hey, it's me.
Okay, everybody join the video call. However, Sherry just did that. Do what she did.
Somehow I was in Jimmy's email. I was able to see you.
You're
but-
going to want to turn off your video. See you guys on a different screen than this other one.
Yeah, I don't see you.
Yeah, because I have my thing turned off. Okay, you just joined
There
the
you are.
video call. There you go. Hey, me. Okay, everybody join the video call. However, Sherry just did that. Do what she did.
Somehow I was in Jimmy's email. I was able to see you.
You're going to want to turn off your video.
What is going
See
on?
you guys on a different screen than this other one.
Yeah, I don't see you.
Yeah, because I have my thing on.
I see Sherry.
Okay. You just joined the video call. There you go. Hey. Okay. Everybody join the video call. However, Sherry just did that. Do what she did.
Somehow I was in Jimmy's email. I was able to see you. What is going
You're
on?
going to turn off your video.
Yeah, I don't see you.
Okay. Everybody turn off your microphones.
Hey.
Hold on. Who's telling me hey? Okay, hey.
Me.
You gotta turn off your video camera. Everybody's gonna be able to see you if you don't.
That's what I thought.
Just
How do I?
take your mouse and
At
go
the
up there.
top.
Oh, okay.
There you go. You did it.
Did you hear that all it was repeating, like, everything
Oh my
you...
gosh, yeah.
I was like, what in the world?
Okay, so I've got Sherry and Lisa on the video call with me, and then everybody else is on the Hangout. I sent everybody an invite to the actual video Hangout. Check your emails and see if you have that. Okay, let me see if I can do it like this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start, you guys. If you have any questions, just where you're in the Hangout or whatever, just ask them there. If you're on the video chat, or on this live broadcast, there's a place over to the side where you can send a chat. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. I think pretty much everybody that is on this right now is pretty familiar with instant rewards and the website and all that kind of stuff. I'll go over it real quick with you guys. This is your status page after you get all signed up and you do your trials. This is going to be your status page where all your referrals are, where the offers are, how you can get a pay, submit an order for a payment, the support tab, how you want to get paid is enterprises, profile, that's your address and all that. Our network. This, for anybody that doesn't know this, these are the different levels that we have. Starter pays out 20. I think Easy pays out 20 or 40, I can't remember. 60 pays out 70, 80 is 80, 100 is 100, and 120 is 120. I'm not really sure about these because I haven't looked into them. 50, I believe is 50. Gold is also 70 like the 60 is. If at any point you want to upgrade to a different level, you have to do the trials over again. So always keep that in mind because it does cost, you know, like if you were to do the 120, the offers on the 120 are the same price money-wise, but the credits are less. So that's just something you'll have to keep in mind. Let's see.
Ask her if can you offer people 2 different levels if you don't. Okay. Hey, Kayla, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you offer people 2 different levels?
Yes. You can work on all the levels if you want. If you sign somebody up on 60 and then down the road they want to work on 120, then you can sign them up as long as you are on that level also. Like you will have already had to completed your 120 and have your link to be able to send it to them for them to register on it. But yes, you can work on more than one level at a time.
Okay, and then you'll get paid again on them if they go and do the trials to equal to that, correct?
Right.
Now, what about if you just wanted to sign somebody up to 20, get them to start because they might be hesitant?
Yeah, you can definitely start them off on the starter. If they don't have any money or they're hesitant about doing it, start them on the starter. It only pays out 20, but most of the time you can get your credits for free on it, and then you can just tell them at a point when they have more money, or if they want to upgrade to the 60 and start making more money, then they can do that once they see that it works or whatever.
So Sherry and I would have to go and do the 20 a starter package for ourselves.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. Let me do this. Okay, so this is the Instant Rewards website again. That's where all your information is. You can check your downline right there. You can upload any documents here. A lot of people have questions about a missing credit request. This is something that we're having to do a lot of now because these credits are not doing like they should. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit support, and there's a link on that page that says click here to submit a missing credit request. Now, a lot of people are very confused about what headers are in an email. So I'm going to show you that real quick on Gmail.
Are there certain offers that are missing more credits than others?
Yes, there are some that work better than others, and there are some that don't work that well. Okay, so this is my Gmail page. Y'all can see that, right?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, people in my little chat thing, can you guys see it? All right, on Gmail, Gmail's one of the easiest ones to get headers off of. The other ones, I have written instructions in the group that tell you how to get the headers. So say if we wanted to do missing credits on this, in Gmail what you do is you click this little down arrow right here. It's going to say more when you roll over it. Click it, you're going to go down to show original. That's going to pull it up in a whole nother window, and it's going to have all this technical stuff in it. You're going to want to copy and paste, or tell your referral they have to copy and paste every single thing in this page. If they don't, then it won't work because they won't have all the information that they need. So you'll copy all of this. It takes forever because there's a lot of it. And then you'll go back over to the support page, and where it says confirmation email right here, that's where you're going to paste that. And then sometimes for Yahoo, they want you to do headers, but then they also want you to take the actual email that you get, like this, just the original regular email, and copy everything in the original email and then paste it in this additional comments box. I don't know why. For whatever reason, all the information that they need is not in the headers, so you have to do both. So make sure if you have somebody working off of Yahoo that they do that. The other ones are pretty simple. They're kind of like Gmail is, and you don't have to send in the original email. So if you're having to missing credits with your referrals, that's how you're going to want to do that. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to show you guys how I post ads. When I go into Facebook, click on my groups. And you can start at the bottom and work your way up if you want to, but the easiest way to do it is open them in a new tab. And I have all of my ads and everything saved on my computer. So whenever I'm going to post ads, then I'll just go into my file that I have and I'll copy and paste that. So then you just go in, you paste them, you can add a picture with it. I've got pictures saved on here. Add it. And then post it. That one has to be approved by an admin, so it's probably not even going to post in that group. And some of them are like that. But that's the easiest way to do it, is to open up all your groups up at the top and then just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, and do that. Then when you have people that are asking you for information, focus on your comments first, and always, 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 always have them message you. Don't try to message them, because a lot of times that's going to go into your others folder. They're not going to know to check that. So you know to check it. You always have them message you. So always deal with your post first and all the comments that are being posted on there, and then come back and deal with your messages. And what I've done, that first intro message that everybody gets, I saved that on my computer and on my phone, and so I just copy and paste that into all the messages. And if they don't say anything at all, then I ask them a direct question. Are you still interested? Does this sound like something you could do, to get them engaged in conversation? So always ask them a direct question. Tell you, they'll think about it. They have to talk to their spouse, or they have to do some research on it, or whatever like that. Then just say, okay, sounds great, I'll get back to you later, and then follow up with them. Do it the next day, or do it every other day, however often you want to do that. Always follow up with them, though. I've gotten quite a few referrals off of just following up with people. So always remember to do that. That's something that's going to help you be really successful.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're...
What? Yep, you froze. Okay, you're not frozen anymore.
I can hear you.
And now you disappeared.
Hmm.
What's going on?
Yeah, it keeps in and out.
I have a lot of people that did the sign up, but they won't finish it.
With that, I've had people do the same thing. They don't ever finish the trials, and so what I've done is I've sent them like an email with an incentive to finish it. Like, if you finish this within 24 or 48 hours, then you'll get an extra $10 on top of your reimbursement or something like that, to try to get them to finish. If I see that they've started it and they haven't completed it, then I'll send them a message on Facebook or email them, however, and find out why.
Yeah. I mean, some of them you can't tell who, like, what their names are, because their emails are so different.
Yeah, with that I try to make like an educated guess. And then I found with Gmail too, if they have a Gmail account and you have a Gmail account and you put it in there to send them an email, sometimes it pulls up their name, so you're able to find out who it is. Let's see.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think of that. I don't know why.
I didn't even know that. It's not so bad.
I mean, I've been doing it for 2 weeks, and I've made like $300, so I guess I'm doing pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
But I'm having they start them like and that it's going to cost money and that I will refund them and everything, but then they'll sign up and then they're like, does it cost me money? And then tell them it does, and then they'll just stop there and they won't
Kind of breaking up. I can't really hear you.
anything further already. If they read it, they would have known. Like maybe my message that I send them maybe be too long because they don't actually understand the fact that it costs money. I feel like they don't finish reading it.
Hey, we found a way to overcome some of that. If you can hear us,
I can hear you.
what we've reading through some stuff day before yesterday, we discovered that once they at least sign up, in other words, they go in there and put their email in there, they automatically get their referral tag that they can go and share with people. What we've started doing was, because we had an absorbent amount of people that would go on there and start doing, like, you'd see they have 0.5 credit, then 0.20 credit, then 0.35, and all of a sudden they won't do anything else. And
Yeah.
what we've done is we've basically challenged people, if they signed up or they have, we say, first off, just sign up and take a look around. Secondly, run this ad on your personal Facebook page one time, and you can sign up as many people as you want. Now, you won't get paid until you finish your trials. Well, what happens is, like with us and like with everyone else we've asked to do this, the second they put that on their Facebook page and it goes in their thing, they get 10, 15, 20 comments. Let me know, send me a link. Then all of a sudden they're really excited because they're like, oh, wow, so if I get one of these people $70, yep, but if you don't finish your trials, you won't get that money until you're done. Well, then all of a sudden they finish their trials.
Yeah. I get that. I get that part, but what I'm saying, my understanding is, how do you get them to want to sign up in the first place if you don't mention a bunch of information?
Well, the object there is just to get them to sign in to the website. In other words, you know how they'll be like, you'll send them that long paragraph, which we've actually shortened because that's too much information at once. But you know, hey, what I do for this company is I do internet marketing. I make $70 per person I get to sign up. Does this sound like something that interest you? And they're like, well, yeah, sure. And they say yes. Say, okay, great. Go ahead and just sign in, and I'm going to send you a friend request. And you send them that information. You send them a friend request. You put them in the group, and then they're like, okay, now what? Usually they're always like, okay, now what? Well, you need to sign up for these trials. Okay, well, I saw that on the thing. Well, how many trials do I have to show up for? Well, you have each trial, each offer is attributed to a credit. It could be 0.5 or 0.05 all the way up to 0.85. So they get started on that, and you're like, but, I mean, you can wait like 4 or 5 minutes later. You just say, but you can start signing up people now. And they're like, really, how? You just say, you show them where that referral link is. Tell them, that's their referral link. Share on their Facebook page the exact same thing they answered, and see the results they get. Well, once they see that 20 of their friends all want to know the information, they want to sign up for they want to finish their trials, because they know they're not going to get paid.
Yeah, that's the best thing that you can do when you're trying to get people to sign up. And even no matter what intro message you use, whether it's the one that I sent to you, Kayla, whenever you joined, or using something that is smaller and more simple and more direct, either way, what whatever works best for you. That's kind of something you'll have to play around with. But once they say that they're interested and they do want to do it, then what I do is just tell them, okay, well, what I'll do next is send you my link. Once you get registered, let me know and I'll walk you through the rest. I don't give them too much more information after that because it gets too difficult to explain because they don't know what you're talking about unless they see it.
Yeah.
And by the way,
And then once they're registered and they go, through that registration process and they're looking at everything and they see these few free offers and they go ahead and do that, and then they realize, okay, well, I'm not going to get paid unless I finish these, then it does give them an incentive to finish it.
Gotcha.
And we as the representatives, we have to simplify it. The company, Instant Rewards, is making it difficult on purpose because they definitely want to weed out those who really aren't trying to do it right. And so if we can simplify it and take them through those steps, and communication is key, it's helped us. I'm not saying we've been doing it we signed up for a few weeks and we've been doing it for 4 days?
Yeah.
So
we're still trying to figure out how to simplify.
We've gotten 4 people to finish their trials and gotten paid on 2 because there's been a problem since Monday with one of them that we think we just now got resolved, and the other one is missing credits and they're dragging their feet on. But we know that we got paid on the other one, so we're okay. So we know it's just a matter of sometimes there's games to play, and part of it is they purposely are just inundate these people with information, the referrals, and it's up to us to simplify it. So we're working on simplifying everything, like making it step by step, being in total communication. We're signed up for this thing now where we can go, because a lot of people get on that thing and can't find anything. We've set up this thing where we can get into their computer and use our mouse to point. Okay, click here, sign this, use this, and it's definitely opened up a whole different world.
Are you like what is that called? You're accessing their computer from yours?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good idea. I mean, it definitely helps for sure.
Well, some people don't need that, but other people...
That may not work for everybody, especially people who are going to be doing majority of this from their phones. It's not going to be as simple as doing it that way.
Right.
But it is a good idea for sure. If you're capable of doing that and you know how to do it, because that's not an easy thing to do either, the remote control through your computers. But if you can do it and you want to do that, and then you find somebody that's letting you do that, that's definitely a good route to go, where it would make it a lot simpler and make them feel more comfortable, the whole process. If
How do
they
you do
don't,
that?
though, and
Are you doing that through
How do
a computer program, or is that through Skype and seeing the other person's?
It is a program, and the program is, I'll give you the exact name here. Oh, it's on your phone.
We haven't actually done it. Just signed up for a free trial. Jimmy's been
does
looking
it
at
cost money to do it?
It has a 30-day free trial,
Yeah.
and it's not very expensive monthly either. I signed it up.
Can you just do regular remote control through your PC, though, without having to have a program?
Yeah, it's called Join Me. Yeah, it's called Join Me.
Mm-hmm.
Join Me Pro, and you can do amazing things with it. It's really cool, and it is very simple. They just simply, you send them a request, they hit yes, and then you can use your
Do they have to have the app downloaded though?
No.
How do they get the pop-up to accept it then?
It's like a link.
Yeah, it sends a what do you call it? I'm tired. I've been up for a long time. Let's see here. I give you the right. Yeah, it just says that they'll receive a message in their email. The maybe there is something way. I mean, I just played around with like how you do it, so we could start using it tomorrow. But it says, yeah, they receive a message in their email, so.
Oh, that's cool.
I've had at jobs where tech guys had to log in to my computer and do that, and all I had to do was like they sent me a message and I just pushed accept, and I didn't have to download anything. I just hit accept, and then they're moving my mouse around. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, the cursor. I mean, you can control the cursor. I mean, it says you can fill out people's stuff. I'm not trying to do all that. I just want to point them in the right direction, because if you do it for them, then they're not going to have to do it for everyone else when they're trying to show them. But no, we're going to
When you're doing that, make sure that you are clear that that program is not something to do with instant rewards, that's something that you did on your own, so whenever they do go through the process and they are signing people up, that they don't expect it to work that way. You know
Sure.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, and like I said, we'll, for people that we sign up, I definitely plan on sharing with them how we did it as well at the end, so.
Right. So that's that with following up. Yeah, definitely try to make it as simple as you. Trying to think. The groups that you guys want to join are going to be couponing groups, yard sale groups, rummage sale groups, garage sale groups. You're going to want to make sure that those are the type of groups that you're trying to join. There are a lot of work-at-home business groups or start your own business groups, all those kind of things, but I have come to find that majority of the people in those groups have their own business, and that's why they're in there, because they're promoting them.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get very many leads off of a group like that. So I kind of try to stick to any type of groups that people are trying to be frugal and save money, because if that's the case, then they're probably looking for a way to earn money from home as well, if it's a legitimate possibility. And like couponing groups, because this is not something that is quick, easy money, it does take work. Couponers work to cut their coupons out, to find those, to make their lists, so they're used to having to do tasks like that. So they're usually pretty good at this because they're already kind of task oriented. That's something that they don't mind doing, so it's not going to be somebody that gets overly frustrated easily with this job when they're not having somebody sign up like a day or two after they've started. That's something I found. So.
Can you explain a little more about finding these groups? Like, I've watched.
Yes.
You do it on like the computer on Facebook. On the side of each group has suggestions. So if you go into like a mom swap or something along those lines, on the side it'll say, a bunch of different groups you can add. If you do it on the computer.
Here is, let's see. Okay, so you're going to go in the search bar, and you're going to search for, like, if you want to say groups named coupon. I just type in coupon. Down here at the bottom, you're going to say find all groups named coupon. So you're going to click that. Up here, it says more than 1,000 groups that have the name coupon in them. And so you're just going to go down through and look for groups to join. And you can see, like, if you have people that you're friends with that are in these groups, you'll be able to see it. I try to stay away from joining in groups that I know other Instant Reward members are already a part of, because where Facebook is really vast and there's a lot of people, it's still like if you were in this group right here, it's got 963 people. I would suggest only having like 2 Instant Reward members in that group. I really wouldn't do more than that. This one has 3,614. So that could handle probably 3 or 4 people in it. This one's got 8,824. There could probably be, 4 or 5 different instant rewards people posting ads in that, and that would be okay. That's not something that would really, you wouldn't step on each other's toes, or ads being posted constantly with doing it that way.
Okay. What about like finding the one in like a specific, like say you pick a random city in like say Virginia or something, like how would you find that? Like say a stay-at-home mom group in Richmond, Virginia.
I would just put stay-at-home mom Virginia in there and then see what pulls up. Like I don't think there's a way to search it specifically. Let me see. Like, I live in Georgia, so...
No.
So these are all the groups, fewer than 100, that have the name Coupon and Georgia in them. So if you were looking for something specific like that for a specific state, that's kind of how you would do that. You just want to always make sure that whenever you're typing something in, like yard sale, you're going to want to make sure that you go to where it says find all groups named yard sale. Okay. Not pages, not these different things right here. You're going to want to do the thing that says find all groups, because that's going to pull up the multiple groups that have yard sale in the name.
Okay.
See, like yard sales, there's over 1,000 groups. So it may take you, especially like if you're trying to find groups that other Instant Reward members aren't in, it might take you going to page 3 or 4 or 5 to get there, but you will get there, and there's so many groups, over 1,000, that you'll be able to get down like where nobody else is in them, and they'll still have thousands of people in those groups. Like, I've scrolled down pretty far so far, and like this one right here, it's got 15,000 people, and that's after scrolling down quite a ways looking through these groups. This one's got 12,000 in them. This one's got 13,000 in them, 7,000. So, I mean, your possibilities for leads are almost endless.
Right. Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. So I think majority of everybody has left besides us that are on this video chat. Does anybody have any other questions? Maybe about how to talk to people, how to present it, what to say during certain times?
I know the message you sent me when I sign up. Is that the same message you send to everyone?
Yes.
Because I try to use that, and it's like, I feel like a lot of people think it's too much.
And they might, and it may not be something, like Jimmy and Sherry have, they've modified theirs. That's totally fine. You can do that. You don't have to use that. That's something that I got from somebody that's worked in Instant Rewards for over a year and is extremely successful. It took her a little while to come up with that intro message, and she's had really great success with it. And I have as well, because where it is a lot of information, it pretty much answers all their questions that they could have, even down to the taxes.
Yeah.
If you don't want to use something that is quite that long, that has quite that much information in it, then feel free to modify it. Just make sure that whatever you're telling them is very precise and clear.
I mean, I was using the same message you sent me in the beginning, and then I changed it a little bit, but it's a little bit longer. So now I need to like revise it and get to the point and make it a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of messages messages, but the whole problem is when I'm like on my phone, you know how on your phone you can't see the others folder? That is
Actually,
definitely
let me show you how to do that. You're not going
on
to
your
be
phone.
able to do it. Yeah, you can do it from your phone. Oops.
Do you have to use your browser?
Yes, you have to use your browser to do it.
Yeah, I tried to do that and then it won't load.
Okay.
Like it'll say others folder. I've tried it so many times and it won't load on my phone.
What about downloading? I've downloaded the Facebook desktop onto my phone. It's kind of everything's really small, and I keep having to zoom, but I can get to my other folders.
They have
I don't
a
have
desktop. Do you have
experience
an
with that.
iPhone?
I have a Samsung Galaxy.
I don't think they probably don't have that app for iPhone.
Oh,
When you're on the mobile site, I don't know if you can even see this. It doesn't
No,
really
it's
look
not
like it.
here.
not real good.
Right. Let's see. Can you see it a little better now?
Yeah.
I think so.
It keeps going away.
Okay. So you'll scroll until down at that bottom it says View Other. Oop.
Yeah, and that's on your app?
No, that's on the browser.
Yeah, I can't access mine on my browser.
So when you do
So I
it,
like basically can't do this from my phone. Cause
well, if that's the case, then just have them friend you first and then send you a message. If you're okay with having, lots of different people as your friend on Facebook, you can put them as an acquaintance instead of being like your full-blown friend, so they can only see what you allow them to see.
yeah.
In your post, like if you're posting personally just, about your day or your pictures or whatever, there's a tab that you can click on that you can change your privacy settings. And so if you have people that are in that acquaintances groups, you can choose not to share it with them. So if you want to do things that way, which that's what I've done some, then that would kind of eliminate the problem with your messages going to the others folder if they go ahead and friend you first.
Gotcha.
Always have them friend you and message you so you don't get put in Facebook jail. Also, when you're posting ads, it's really, really important that you join groups one day and then you post in them the next day, because if you join groups and post in them the same day, you will get put in Facebook jail really fast.
Do they have to add you that day? Like, and then you wait another day? Or, like, because
No.
I have been, like, adding all of my Facebook groups at night, so then the next day I do my postings. Because usually by then they'll all accept me.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be within a certain period of time, just whenever they accept your friend request or they send you a friend request. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I've been doing, is doing that all at night.
Mm-hmm.
And then doing ads during the kids' nap time during the day.
So,
Yeah.
so it's best to have them send you the friend request?
Yeah, have them send it to you, because if you start friending too many people that like don't live in your area, that you don't have mutual friends, Facebook is going to start stopping you and making you confirm that you know that person. And there's nothing to that. You just click, yes, I know that person. But if you do that too many times, then they're going to restrict you sending friend requests out. If they see that you're friending so many people in a day that you don't have any mutual friends and you don't live in the same area type thing, you'll get put in Facebook jail for that.
I've been on worse jails.
Has either of you guys used Craigslist at all?
No, we haven't yet.
No, I haven't either. I have a referral that has, though, and he hasn't had a lot of success as far as people going through the whole process. he gets a lot of interest, but it's harder to get people to sign up because it's done all over email. Lisa's saying that she has done Craigslist. Well, Lisa, have you had very much success with that?
No, I had about 8 people email me, and that's about it. So I emailed them back and got nothing.
Oh, yeah. So that's kind of how it went for that
But
guy.
I only got like 1 email. I mean, I've had quite a bit of success on Facebook. I mean, but a lot of it's people that I know, because they obviously trust me. That's the hard part, is to get the person to trust that you're not scamming them.
Right.
Like, I don't know, you've talked to me, Kayla. I talk normal. Like, it's not like I'm, you know. So I'll talk to them and, like, explain them things, but some of them I just feel like definitely think I'm lying. I had one girl really freak out on me and say, like, nothing is free. Like, I didn't say it was free. Like, I said that you had to pay for it and then I would redeem it. Like, I would pay you back, but that's not,
Well,
not
see,
that you don't have an upfront cost.
Had a good idea with that where he wasn't offering a reimbursement because he feels like that it gives the consumer a value for their, you know, their products or their service, you know, whatever they're signing up for. It gives them, you know, that value attached to it, so it doesn't seem like a scam. I don't do that too often because I haven't had very much luck with it. I can't really get people to sign up if I don't offer to reimburse them. So that's just another one of those things that you can kind of see what works best for you and what you're best at. So it just kind of...
Well, what we've decided to do, as I stutter through this, is people that are slow about it. They've done some of the trials and they haven't, or they've signed in or haven't. We're going in back into them saying, hey, you do this by 6 o'clock tomorrow. We're running a special for you to start your own business. We're helping put you in business. You know, finish your trials now. It's just one of those. It seems gimmicky if you keep on giving them stuff right up front, and that's where people, for me now, Kayla's had very good success with it, but also, you know, it just depends on the feeling of what you're getting. But if people are used to starting their own business or going to work somewhere, you know, and you're telling them you're going to pay them something, that automatically, sometimes I would think would put up a red flag. That's why to us, we figured out over the past 24 hours, it's just really important to get them to go to your link and just put in their email. Once they've got that, and you tell them as soon as you do that, you need to run this ad right on your personal Facebook page, and they do it, they're all of a sudden they're like, okay, this is real. They automatically don't even care that they thought it was a scam 10 minutes ago. What they're thinking is, well, people are interested, just like I was. And then they're like, okay, so what do I do? And you're like, well, you got to finish your trials if you want to get paid for those people. Well, then they're like, I'll go finish the trials, I'll get back to you. And they go finish the trials, and they're like, okay, what do I do? So then we just send them this, you know, this message that is basically a variant of what Kayla sends out, what she sent us. We just tweaked it a little to be a little more not so wordy and simplified, and it just seems to be working better. I mean, that we're having more luck with it that way. And also, we're working on something for it to be more graphically pleasing when you send them that first message. Not hokey, but just graphically pleasing. That makes them feel like, okay, because when you say you're a marketing company, you would figure everything would be more graphically and aesthetically pleasing. And you're just getting lots of a message that people feel like, obviously, it's this big wordy message that somebody came up with. You're answering back really fast. You know, it's the most important thing is building a relationship and trust. And if you can do that by putting them in the driver's seat, letting them see who contacts you and how fast they contact you, it makes a difference sometimes.
You can, yeah, and fill that out with each referral that you have. I have a lot of people that they ask me if they're going to have to ask their friends and family. They don't want to do it. They don't want to bug anybody that they know about this. So kind of fill that out too, as far as getting them to post an ad on their personal Facebook.
Or just
Fill it out first to see if that's something that they are going to be interested in doing. Because some people are going to be turned off by the fact that, oh, great, I have to ask my friends and family, you know, this is like Mary Kay or Avon or Arbonne or, you know, the rap things. I'm going to have to ask everybody that I know, and people get really tired of doing that. So I know that's one thing that I've been asked a lot is, am I going to have to ask my friends and family? Because if so, I don't want to do it.
I've gotten more success with my friends and family than I have with other people.
And one thing that you're going to find that I want everybody to be really clear on is that you're going to come into contact with so many people. Like, if you post the right amount of ads, like when you get the hang of it and you get into your comfort zone with it, you should be posting at least 14 or 15 ads at a time. I post about 15 to 20 ads every 3 days. And so when you do that, you're going to come in contact with a way, way, way more people that don't want to do it and that think it's a scam and that tell you no thanks or don't ever even respond to your messages than you are that are going to want to do it.
Yeah.
So you kind of just have to weed out, you know, the ones that aren't interested and the ones that are too skeptical. So just keep that in mind when you're plowing through these people, that you're going to find more that are not going to want to do it than you are going to find that do want to do it.
And some of them can be nasty, that's for sure.
Yes. You have got to have thick skin to do this, because there are so many really, really mean people out there. If they feel like you're trying to scam anybody, even if it's not them, they're going to lose it on you. I've been called some really, really nasty names over the last month, and you know, it's just something that you have to take with a grain of salt and not engage in, and you just kind of have to let go, because it's not worth it. If you get into this argument with somebody online, not only are you going to lose potential leads because you're conducting yourself in an unprofessional manner, but there's a high possibility that they're going to report you, and a lot of other people are going to report you to Facebook as spam, and then you're going to be in Facebook jail faster than you can blink.
Yeah, and we're also looking into doing actual Facebook ads. I mean, it is so cheap to reach thousands of people. I mean, I've used them before for our ministry and for concerts and things like that, and we've reached 20, 30,000 people with 40 or 50 bucks. And I'm looking on how to do that. I've never had to do it with a personal Facebook page. I'm not even sure if you can, but I've been reading up on it earlier today. But that's something we're looking at doing.
Well, just keep us updated then on how that works for you.
Yeah. Have you heard of anybody doing that?
I have. When you told me about wanting to do that, the girl that is not my sponsor but my sponsor's sponsor, the one that's been doing it a while and is very successful at it, I asked her if she had done that before or heard of it, and if she knew if it was very successful or not. She actually tried it personally and didn't have any luck with it. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you won't have any luck with it. I think it's just, you know, from person to person it varies. If you have more marketing expertise than what she does, then you may be better at it because she wasn't, you know, quite as knowledgeable about it.
Well, I'll say this too. For the years of doing, well, I say years, but 3 years of doing the Facebook ads for Christ Out Loud and ministries, and also even the Bridge Church, the more, according to Facebook, you get a 70% bigger response if you have a picture embedded in your post.
Sure. Yeah. And that's one reason that we really encourage everybody to use proof pictures.
Yeah.
If you don't have any proof pictures, that's up to you personally if you want to use somebody else's. I know there's been a little bit of controversy over that. I used somebody else's proof picture when I was getting started. When I was writing my ads, the way I worded it was that this is money that's been made this week. I didn't claim to make it myself. And if I was asked directly how much money have I made or how much money, how much work do I put into it, I would just give general answers like, the amount of work that you put into it is going to reflect how much you get paid. There are people that work this 40 hours a week and they make $5,000–6,000 a month. Or there's women that work this 10–20 hours a week and they get paid, half that, $3,000 a month. So that's kind of the way that I did it whenever I was starting. It is totally up to you, though, your personal preference and what you feel comfortable with doing. If you don't want to use somebody else's proof picture, there are like the Pinterest type pictures or whatever that you can use about the holidays or working from home or anything like that. Any type of motivational pictures, whatever you want to do, any type of graphics with your ad is going to get you way more attention than if you didn't have it.
How do you make banners? Like, put a picture as a banner.
How do you put a picture as a banner?
Like, I've seen it done before, like in a Facebook post.
Jimmy, do you know what she's talking about?
You mean just placing a picture and then writing above it?
No, like I've seen somebody else comment about it too on Positively Successful, stating that they had a banner, and they were wondering how to put it, and someone was trying to describe it, and they had it, they posted it, but we couldn't figure it out.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean,
it's in the Our Team to Success group.
I think it's the Positively Successful.
You mean the banner showed up in the newsfeed?
No, like they posted and like their picture was above where like the words were.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Maybe it's where you add a caption. Like if you go into a group and you want to add a photo or video, then there's a place where you can, well, it's not wanting to work right now, where you can add a caption to it. That may be how they're doing that. Let's see.
I don't know. I was trying to figure it out, but
Yeah, if there's some way you could like find it and send a screen caption so I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I'm trying to find it, but it was posted a few days ago, so
Yeah, you're probably going to have a hard time finding it.
yeah.
Let me see. Mine is not wanting to work.
But if neither of you guys don't know how to do it, I don't know how somebody else would know how to do it.
Well, I just don't understand what you're describing. And
I think I know what she's talking about, and I think that that's how you do it. You choose to caption it.
Yeah, the picture is above the words, not like the words above the picture.
you mean it's actual a clickable link?
No, it's not a link. It's a picture, but it's to attract their attention before they start to read it. Like as if you were like on a Facebook page or something. You know how the first thing you see is the banner?
Yeah.
Well, they had like a really cool one that they made up for it, and it was supposed to go above where the words were. But I keep like scrolling down and I'm not finding it. I mean, it was posted a few days ago, so finding it is kind of complicated. It's not a big deal. I could always put it like underneath it. It just draws more attention if it's above the words.
Well, now you got my curiosity though, so I really want to know. But
Yeah, and we're gonna have to figure it out. It'll only take a few minutes.
yeah, I won't be able to sleep for the next week.
Let's see.
And it was in Kayla's group, or was it in the
I have both of them added, but I want to say it was in the Positively Successful group.
Well, I don't know. I think that's the way that you should be able to do it, though, is there's an option to caption it, that you can caption the picture.
only thing I see on here is Kayla bragging about how much money she's making.
I know, and I'm so jealous. Like, I need to learn how to make that much money fast.
I just talk to a lot of people. Everybody wants to know, what it is that I'm doing. What am I doing that's any different from anybody else? But I just talk to a lot of people, and I always follow up with my referrals. And I try not to overload them with information. I send them that first general one, and then I immediately come back and I say, does that sound like something you might be interested in? And if they say yes, then I say, okay, I can get you started right now if you'd like. And then if they say, yeah, that sounds great, whatever, then I say, okay, well, I'll send you my link. Once you get registered, let me know, and I'll walk you through the rest. And so I send them my link. They go to it. Sometimes they tell me that they've gotten it and they're registered. Sometimes they don't, and I have to go back and message them again and ask them if they got registered and if they had any questions. Once we get past that point, then I say, okay, you should be at the offers page. And I wait for them to answer me. And then if they tell me yes or no, if they say no, then I tell them how to get there. Yes, then I say, okay, as you can see, there's various trial offers from different companies. All of them have different information underneath them. For instance, Free Score 360 is worth 0.25 credits. If your goal is to get 1.0 credits worth of trials, I can suggest a list to do that can get you started the fastest and easiest. I reimburse up to $12 worth of these trials. And then after that, they kind of just, either they ask for the list or they look through and see which ones they want to do, and it just kind of goes from there. And I ask any kind of questions that they have, if they have to cancel the trials, if they decide that this isn't for them and they want to stop, are there any fees? I'm trying to think of what other questions people usually have. A lot of them ask, where we find our referrals, and I let them know that that's, all through the Facebook groups, and that we provide all the training and information on that, because like there's video on there in that orientation package. There's a video in there that shows how to find the Facebook groups and how to post ads, like I just showed you a while ago. So all that information is in that Files tab. The intro message is in there. There's a sample ad in there. Everything that I just said about the credits, how much they're worth, how I word that is in there as well.
Well, Kayla, do you mostly speak to these people on the phone, or are you communicating with them pretty much via Facebook?
I'm just doing it through Messenger. There's very, very, very few people that actually will ever call me. I give them that option if they want to, but I've maybe only talked on the phone to maybe a handful of people. Other than that, it's all been over Messenger. One thing that really helps is to be quick in responding. If they have to wait too very long for you to respond, then for whatever reason, it causes distrust.
Yeah.
If you can respond really quickly, then they trust you. You're there. You're answering every question they have. They feel more comfortable with it because they don't feel like they're going to be left high and dry once they get done doing this.
Yeah, it's too bad it can't be like Gmail where you can have an automatic response. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that would be nice. But that's the only things that I do, and that's the only thing that I've done in the past month is just talk to a ton of people. I devote probably about 5 to 6 hours throughout my day, but I don't do it every single day. Like, I don't do it at all on Sunday because we're in church on Sunday. And Saturdays, it really just depends on if my husband is working or not. There's been a few days that we've not done anything because we've had to go grocery shopping, or my daughter's had a field trip or something like that. So I don't do it every single day of the week. I probably do it on average about 5 days a week. Now, on the days that I post my ads, because I post like between 15 and 20 ads at one time, that day, whenever I do that, I make sure I'm not doing anything else, that I don't have anything else going on, that I've gotten, my house cleaned or laundry done, whatever. I don't have anything planned for that day because majority of that day is going to be spent sending people all the information. And Kayla, if you're not able to access your others folder, that may be hindering you as far as how many people you're able to sign up, because there's a lot of messages that go into that others folder. There was a girl that I'm friends with today that she didn't know to check that either, and she's been doing it for about the same amount of time that I have. And she has like hundreds of messages in that others folder where she just checked it today. So
unless I'm on the computer, I'm not able to check it, which sucks because, like, if I'm out, by the time I get home, they're pissed because I wasn't able to get a hold of them soon enough. So they just ignore me if I do respond.
That's you first.
What I would do is just make sure that you put in your ad, say, friend me first, and put that in caps. And then you can say, then message me. And majority of people are going to follow that. So then whichever ones that you don't get because they don't friend you first and they decide to message you anyways, then once you get home, then you can follow up with them once you can get access to that others folder. Just try to follow up with them then, and maybe some will still do it, maybe some won't because they'll be irritated at the fact that it wasn't quick information, but it's worth a try for sure.
Yeah. I just wish that freaking app was able to load them. I can't believe I read something that there's been people complaining about that for like years.
Yeah, it's very frustrating, and my app doesn't even work right half the time, so I just use my mobile browser and my computer.
Yeah, I mean, I try to do as much for my phone as I can.
Mm-hmm.
My computer wasn't working well before today. I got it completely wiped so I can do this because it's easier to do on the computer. So I actually have Microsoft now, Kayla.
Oh, good.
I can actually open stuff.
Oh,
now.
good. You can open my files now.
Yeah, like before, I have a compact computer. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like super old. Like I've had this since I was like in 10th grade, and that's been like 6 years, 5 years.
That's so long ago. You're so old.
For me, it is. And so it's an older computer, and it's a crappy brand, so I literally had to get it completely wiped out, and I have like a whole new setup on my computer now, so I can actually do things on it now.
Gotcha. Well, good.
Yeah, so I'm going to download that app or whatever that he was talking about with the camera, like seeing other people's computers.
Yeah. Definitely do that. That sounds like a good idea.
I mean, I'm anything to get money faster. I mean, I think that I'm doing a pretty good job now because I at least get if I don't get one day, I'll get 2 the next. So
yeah, and you just started, so that's really good for just starting. There are some people that do this and they go 2 and 3 weeks without signing anybody up.
Yeah, ouch.
So if you're getting people in your first week, then you're doing really well.
I mean, I do exactly what you did. Like, a lot of what you said to me is what I say to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Because it convinced me. So
Right.
it convinced me. Obviously, I know I can convince somebody else with it.
Right.
I mean, I have 3 right now that are pending. Like, I had a problem with one person's profile because it was saying that she did an offer twice, and she didn't, and so they had to, like, correct things, and so that was, like, on hold or whatever.
Okay.
And then my aunt signed up, and one of the offers she signed up to, like, she started it but stopped it. Well, for some odd reason, it charged her card, like, $30-something.
Mm.
And she, like, it froze her bank account because it was like 3 different transactions.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to get that fixed, and now we're, like, waiting for her card to get, like, unfrozen.
Yeah, that is something that you're going to run into. Banks are going to stop activity on these people's accounts because it is not normal activity. And I've had people freak out because they think, oh my gosh, it really is a scam. Somebody's doing all this fraudulent activity in my account, and they really flip out. But you have to assure them, and you have to be confident when you tell them these things, is that it's not fraudulent activity. Their bank account froze the activity because it's not normal purchases that they make. All they have to do is call their bank, let them know that they did authorize those transactions, and to remove the hold on their account so that they can continue to use their card. That happens more often than not, and it especially happens if somebody banks with Bank of America.
Yeah, that's what my aunt has.
Mm-hmm.
She, that literally froze it. She had to go in there and, like,
Get a new card.
Yeah, she had to get a new card, so now she's waiting to get that card number.
Yeah.
So once she gets that, she's going to finish that. She's got, like, 0.85 right now, and I have 2 people that have 0.25, and, like, I've messaged them, like, twice each, but I don't want to be, like, harassing them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm, like, at that point where I kind of just need to let it go because they're clearly just ignoring me.
Right, and that's one thing that you'll have to learn and get used to, is that if you have people like when I follow up, if I have somebody that I've sent the long intro to and they don't answer me, then I'll ask them that direct question, and then if they don't answer that, then, like, not the next day, but the day after that, I just send them a message and I say, hey, I just wanted to check to see if you were still interested, or something along those lines. And I'll do that 2 more times. And so by that 3rd time, skipping every other day, if they haven't answered me, then they're not interested and they're not doing it. So I just archive the message. I don't delete it completely. I archive it in Facebook. That way, if they ever change their mind and they come back and they do tell me that they want to do it, then I've got our conversation saved, or I know that that's somebody that I've sent this information to, whatever. But it's not right there in that feed of my active messages, so it's not cluttering it all up. But definitely learn when it's time to move on to the next set of leads. You don't want to get stuck and bogged down in people that aren't going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
And with the missing credit request, one thing that I suggest with that is, if you have somebody sign up and they didn't get, like, something didn't credit their account, unless it's Pimsleur, which is, the $10 credit, unless it's that one, have them do a different offer that's worth the same amount of credits, because it's going to be worth it for them doing that instead of submitting a missing credit request, because it is such a pain to do that. And anytime you have to submit a missing credit request, they're automatically going to require you to submit the bank statement information as well. So it's a lot easier to just do another offer than to say, hey, I did this one and it didn't credit, and then have to go through that really long process that usually takes like 2 or 3 times of sending stuff in order to finally get it fixed, including having to send bank statements and all that.
Does that happen often?
It has been happening more often, and I'll tell you why. There were some people that were using prepaid cards on the site, like I signed you up, And what they would do is they had these virtual cards on PayPal, and they were offering their referrals that they would let them use that card. They'd give them that virtual card number through PayPal and tell them to put in their name, their billing address, and then they would go and cancel it once they were done signing up for those offers. But then the person would never cancel the offers because it's not their card. They're not concerned about it. So when the company went to charge them, they couldn't because the card was already deactivated. And so then you run into fraud because that's considered defrauding the company. And that is why they're so crazy on the missed credits and the bank statements right now, because they just found several people doing that with a lot of referrals.
Oh, that's not good.
No, and it's very frustrating because it makes it a lot harder for the people that are doing things the right way. So
I had a problem where one of my referrals, she clicked my link and it went to somebody else's, and she didn't notice it. So when she signed up, the company, I had to ask them. I went to support and asked them what happened, and they said that they think that she Googled my link, and if she Googled the link, it could have popped up somebody else's, and she put her email address in, so it was like, you were referred by Jennifer, blah, blah, blah. And so I had to sit here and wait for them to hear back from that Jennifer girl to see if she actually referred her. And she freaking told them that she referred her. And so, which screwed her too, because now the girl that I referred to do it won't do it anymore.
yeah.
Because I was going to refund her.
One thing I would do if that happens again is screenshot like conversations or whatever, however you can do it, and send it to Instant Rewards so they have proof that you are the person that signed her up and not that other girl. If they have proof like that, they can just transfer her underneath you.
Well, I said that, and they told me that there is nothing. The girl that did it, like that it happened to, she even sent them a message. She sent it to me that she sent to them, stating that I was the one to record her.
Yeah, and the way that is like the other person's going to have to give permission to transfer her, because even though your referral is saying that you signed her up and you're saying that you signed her up, unless that other girl gives them permission to transfer her underneath you, they're not going to do it. So it might work to your benefit if you can give them actual proof that you did sign her up. Other than that, there's really not anything that you can do about that. It's really unfortunate that even happened. It's crazy that their system doesn't work better to an extent that they would be able to tell. But
they don't care.
No.
We've been doing this for a short time, but the people that are running Instant Rewards don't care.
No, support is not your friend.
Yeah, they
so
can do this if you're bickering with people and all that stuff, they don't want to be scammed. They purposely slow down the process because they're waiting for more money to hit their account so they can pay people, and they purposely do it. Now you just got to decide if you want to play the game or not, and that's what I know they're doing it, and it's just, you can just tell the way they act. They don't care. They believe that you need more than you need them more than they need you. And the truth is, right now they do, because there's tons of people signing up. They don't care.
Right. And so, other than trying that route, there's probably not anything else you'll even be able to do about it.
They made one girl that we signed up on Monday. Here we are still today. It's still on hold. Because she entered we don't even know why. They never actually spelled out why they put it on hold. They just said it's on hold, and they started playing a game. They first said, okay, we need a copy or a screenshot, a picture of her debit card from her bank, and just block out the number. Also, when you send that, we need a screenshot or a copy from her checking account showing where those trials went through. So she did all that. We waited a day. They still hadn't cleared it. So I messaged him back saying, I don't know what's going on with you guys, but we sent all this. They said, oh, well, she still has to send in a copy of her ID. And I said, we did. That was the first thing. You approved it already. You approved that first thing. So then they put back, oh, well, we actually need a copy of her ID. We need a copy of a piece of mail. And they just started all this stuff. I'm like, why didn't you say that in the first place if it was just a P.O. box? And they said, oh, no, we require, basically they're just really nasty. We require everything when there's a problem. So we sent them a copy of her driver's license again. We sent them a copy. She got a copy of her lease agreement. And she lives in an apartment here in Adel, Georgia. And they don't have mailboxes. It's all done by P.O. box in an apartment complex. And Kayla, it's our landlord and the guy you guys rent from. She rents from him. And those apartments that he just bought that they redid don't have mailboxes. They use P.O. boxes. So she had to get a copy of her lease. She went to the city and got a copy of her electricity thing that she signed up for. She took a picture of those and sent it to them. And then we waited that was this morning. We waited all day today and nothing. So about an hour before we started this, I started messaging back with them. You know, we loaded these up at 9:30 this morning. Still haven't said anything. They finally sent something back. They don't even bother telling you, oh, we need the address to say exactly how it shows on the lease. Well, on the lease and on the City of Adel utility bill, the address is the same, but it's just not worded the same. One says blah, blah, blah dash C, and one says blah, blah, blah West 2nd Street, Apartment C, but they wanted it to match the lease. That's how crazy and nutty these people are. But the thing is, they don't need you, and they don't care. That's just how they treat you. 4 days. Well, and let me tell you something. Most people are not. No, they already 90% of everyone we talk to. This can't be real. It's a scam. You're scamming people. Why are you doing this? What's going on? Even family members. Are you guys sure that's legit? There's no way. Well, then they pull that kind of stuff, and you're like, and then you got to go back and tell that person 7 different times.
Luckily, this is one of our friends that we know.
Yeah, I work with. I mean, she works for me at my job, and and she was just frustrated. And the only reason why she kept going is because I told her, just run an ad on your Facebook page one time. She did it yesterday morning. She got 27 messages from her friends alone, friends and family, whoever's on her Facebook page. So she obviously wants to go through so she can start getting paid.
With that, where it is frustrating, the reason that they ask for all of that is to protect themselves against fraud. They could have multiple people sign up, or they could have one person sign up under multiple accounts, and use a P.O. box, and then they could turn around and use their physical address, and then they could turn around and use their in-laws' address, and then they could turn around.
But they didn't say that in the first place. They said something wrong with her debit card. That's what the message said first. There's nothing wrong with the debit card. It just had to do with they wanted to be jerks and hold it up. And then her address was in the address bar. It matched what the utility bill said, but they wanted it to match what the lease said. But they never. But
that's because that they don't allow P.O. boxes.
No. She had taken care of that. She had already changed it to the physical address. But they wanted it to match the lease. She sent 2 forms of address documentation. They said it needs to match the lease, not the utility bill. Even though they both had the same address, it's just one said dash C and then the other one said apartment C. But they don't tell you that, and that's wrong. I'm sorry, they're wrong, but we're making money with it.
That part of it, though, with the ID and the address and the bank statements, all that stuff, is something that when you sign up and then you, like, if I sign you up and then you start signing other people up, then that is something that your sponsor tells you, just like when I signed you guys up. You got to turn in your ID. You've got to turn in a piece of mail. It's got to match exactly what your, whatever is on your ID needs to match, or it doesn't have to match. You can send in a piece of mail. But with the card offers, whenever you're filling out those offers, if your billing address isn't the exact same as what you registered with, then they're going to require more information because of fraud. And that's why they do that. And that's why they're requiring that further information is because of that.
Yeah, well, even with us,
so
we signed up with Sherry's middle name. When you go to sign up, it asks for your first and last name. It does not ask for your middle name. Well, on Sherry's debit card, it says Sherry Lisa Ottman, not Sherry Ottman. And they held it up because there's no place to put a middle name on there. And they said, oh, well, you should know to put it after the first name. I'm like, no. When you fill out documentation, you fill out exactly what it asks for. But that's what they did. They're dirty. But
I haven't run into that problem, and actually my debit card does say my middle name on it, and I didn't have to do that, and I didn't have any issues with it. So I think whenever you have trouble processing your card and it gets kicked back by these companies, that's when they start asking for all additional information, and they need every single little piece of information that you can possibly give them to verify that you are who you say you are, you're not trying to defraud the company, all that kind of stuff. That's why they do that. Like, your billing address has to match exactly what you register with. If it doesn't, it's going to get kicked back by these companies, and then they're going to suspect you of fraud, and then you're going to have to turn in your lease, you're going to have to turn in your address, you're going to have to, and it's going to have to match exactly for those reasons.
People are not going to want to send all that information.
And that's okay. Those people just won't get to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's the problem. I'm going to send you a screenshot of my nasty conversation with them about not putting the, that's all it was. The middle name didn't match. And that's the most ridiculous, but that's what they do. And like I said, it's not a complaint. I mean, it's just, that's what they do. And it just proves that they don't care. And you just have to work the system and do what you can to make the money. But they don't care.
Well, what I found with support is the nicer that I am to them, the easier they make things for me. If I try not to get into any kind of confrontation with them, like for instance with that, it would have been easier to say, okay, well, we weren't aware of that, we'll just fix that now. And instead of trying to get into a confrontation with them and to argue with them about things, it's easier to just bite the bullet and do whatever you have to do to fix it and be really nice about it, because
well,
if
and that's
you get on their bad side,
Sure.
it's a lot harder for you.
Sure. Well, and that's the thing. It started out nice, but then they weren't forthcoming. Like and also in their own rules, it says we will not ask you for any copy of your credit card, your bank statements, or anything. And now they're doing that. It says right there in their rules. I haven't mentioned that to them, but it says right here in their facts that we do not need a copy of any. And then they're asking for it. They're breaking their own rules. That just shows me. But once again, it's just part of a game, and you've got to be able to play the game to make it work for you. And I understand what you're saying, Kayla. You can definitely attract more bees with honey, but it's just one of those, you know.
Well, when you're talking to other people, though, and you're talking to your referrals, because, like with this girl, you are friends with her, so she's willing to stick it out because she's friends with you. But if you have somebody that you're a complete stranger to and you have animosity towards support and it's not something that seems kosher and they see that, that's going to make them run in the other direction. So it's better to be confident in your answers as far as what answer you give them as to why they're asking for this information, and to reassure them that it's not to steal their identity, that it's just to protect themselves against fraud, and not even have anything negative to say about support, because if you don't do that, you're going to lose your lead. You have to be confident in whatever you're saying to get them to sign up, because if they don't finish that process, you don't get paid. So you've got to,
I would never share with the referral any type of problem I'm having. But these are just things where I've seen, and like I said, I've seen lots of other people have the same issues. So it's obviously going on, and it's one of those, some people just aren't going to be able to sign up. A lot of people we run into don't have the internet, don't have the money, don't have this, don't have that, and you run
debit cards.
Don't have debit cards. That's one of the bigger things. We don't have a bank account, we don't have a debit card, don't have a credit card.
Right.
There's nothing you can do. I mean, we can't help them.
Right.
So, and we understand that, but no, I would never. So far, we haven't told a referral anything. It's just, hey, we need to get this taken care of, or you can't make money. And we're definitely pitching it to people as the job. You work for yourself, you set your hours, but if you don't work it, you won't make anything.
Right.
It's a legitimate thing. And like I said, we push it as it's a job. You're sitting at home, and you're working hard with your kids, but everyone has a little spare time. Because being a stay-at-home mom like Sherry is, like you are, Kayla, it's hard work. I mean, it's nothing easy about it. So, you know, to be able to take the time out to try to go and communicate with people about a work-at-home program adds more of a burden. And so, you know, I'm just trying to help Sherry simplify the process.
Sure.
And I've been the one dealing with support when all these other crazy things come up with missing credits and all that other stuff. And like the one today where she signed up for all of her things and she signed up for Pimsleur, and she got the email and everything from Pimsleur saying she signed up, but yet the credits won't show up. And you know, that's
some
gonna.
of the credits, some of the offers, depending on what time of the day you do them, they work better than others because they're getting close to that cap of not being able to have anybody else sign up for them. So, like, Pimsleur is good only up until like 2:30 or 3 o'clock. After that, it doesn't. It's hit and miss. Sometimes it shows up in the credits, and sometimes it doesn't.
Okay.
Free Score 360, you've got to do that in the morning. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on that cap. Credit Score Pro is kind of the same way. I think you have until early afternoon to be able to use that one. Otherwise, you know, there's ones that work better than others. My Score, don't ever use My Score. It doesn't work. It's never credits the way that it's supposed to. Half the time, people can't find the email that they need to find in order to submit the missing credit request if they wanted to do that. I actually had a problem canceling with them because I signed up under somebody on the starter, and I used that for one of my credits, and it didn't credit correctly for me on there, and I ended up having to submit 2 missing credit requests. And I couldn't even find my confirmation email from them until I started digging through my spam folder. So it was a process of trying to find the right email and submit the right thing and all that kind of stuff. But once I did, and then I went to cancel it, they didn't cancel it like they were supposed to, and they charged me $30. So I had to call the company that day, and luckily I was doing my bills that day, so I had my statements pulled up and saw that. And I called them and was like, I canceled yesterday. I canceled within the, you know, the trial period time. You know, why are you billing me? This should not have been the case. And I ended up, it was awful. I ended up having to call 2 or 3 different times, and then I got transferred to some sort of tier 2 escalation management or something weird like that. I don't know. But I finally got a hold of somebody, and they've credited it back to my account, and I was able to get it fixed. But it was a process, and if somebody else has to do that, they are not going to be happy.
Well, see, and we had the exact, that's what we signed up for, that My Credit Score. That worked great. We got, My Score, whatever it was. That's what we signed up for. It worked great for us, and they canceled it easy peasy. Now, the girl who signed up today, she did the Pimsleur. She did it early this morning, and the credits didn't show up. And Dr. Seuss, the books or whatever, they were not even close to the 30 days. They just charged our account. So I mean, it's just one of those.
It's like hit and miss. It's something you got to keep an eye on.
Yeah, it's definitely. And then the big one that has a bunch of credits on one of the credit scores that has a daily cap. It even says it on the thing. That actually worked for one of the people we had and didn't work for the other, but she got a chunk of credit by signing up for that thing.
Yeah.
You didn't have to sign up for a bunch of stuff by doing it. So, I mean, like I said, it's all a game. It's hit and miss. And but thank you for your time, Kayla. We appreciate you spending time to help us out.
Yes,
No
thank
problem.
you so much.
Does anybody else have any questions or want me to go over anything else? I feel like I've gone over pretty much whatever is kind of the hot topics right now.
Is anybody else left?
I don't know. Lisa,
here.
I think Lisa's here still. Lisa, did you have any questions?
Oh, you answered all of them.
Okay. Well, if you have any others that you can think of, you know, always message me. I try to get to them as best that I can. I'm super busy, so sometimes it's a little more difficult than others. I'm probably not going to publish this like it's going to be on my YouTube thing, but I don't think I'm going to publish it just because it's very informal. If anybody goes to look at this, I don't think they're going to get, I don't know, they may get some good information out of it. It might be hard to follow. I don't know. So I don't think that I'm going to publish this one, but I will do another one where it'll be more formal. I'll have specific topics that I'll be covering and going over. This was more like a trial run so I could see how it works before I decided to do something else with a bunch of people. So, but yeah, so if you think of anything else that you want to know about or to be discussed, you know, in further detail, message me and I'll put it in the next one.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. This has been very helpful.
No problem. Y'all have a good night, and we'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right, bye.
All right. Bye.